I guess it's true what people have said. There are years when our team couldn't even beat a college team. 99 Grey Cups have been played. 74 have been won by other teams still in the CFL. I can't imagine any other team in any other league, in any other sport, where this ineptitude would be accepted and applauded. Somehow, we've only managed to win 3 of 18 Grey Cup games we've been in. Every 33 years, we average a Grey Cup win. If you're over 60 years old in 2007, this does not bode well for you, my friend. You're going to stay thirsty. I, though, plan to be in my seat in Section 26 till they tear her down and move me to my new seat in the new stadium, if and when that ever happens.
We started out the year 3-0 with a combined score of 83-7. We looked great in all aspects of the game. Our offense was firing on all cylinders. Our defense was playing great. Lots of speed, hard hitting. Special teams, we even got a missed field goal return for a touchdown.
The biggest topic on everybody's mind right now is the Darian Durant situation. I actually am a Darian Durant fan. I think he's an excellent athlete and could be an elite quarterback. That being said, I don't think he needs to be kept on the field all the time. If he's struggling, take him out for a few series. This is going to benefit our team twofold. First of all, it gives Drew Willie an opportunity to get some experience in real game situations. Secondly, Darian gets to see what kind of defense is going on from the sidelines and then make adjustments. Hopefully he'll make those adjustments and do a better job when he gets in.
There's no denying that the run game is fundamentally more productive and exciting to watch this season. Don't believe me? Let's look at the numbers. Last season, in the entire season, West Case rushed for 680 yards and 4 touchdowns. Through 7 games, Sheets is already at 468 yards and has 6 rushing touchdowns. That's tops in the leagues in both of those categories. Now, we have to take into account the fact that the offensive line has gotten better. Chris Sweet is unbelievable as the O-line coach. No offense, Gene. You guys were great last year.
I'm talking about one word, desire. The first 3 games, I saw that desire. They went out there and they played like they were men possessed. They haven't been playing like that for the last 4 games. They start out that way, and it peters out. The desire is gone. You can have all the talent in the world, which this team has. We have plenty of talent in all areas. They're losing the desire. You've got to have the desire to win. You've got to go out there. You may be the nicest guy in the entire world, but when you get on that field for 60 minutes, you got to hate every blessed member of that other team.
This in turn affects the quarterback because, as we all know, the timing between a quarterback and wide receiver is essential to a successful offense. This also would help the front 4 of the Riders because the longer a quarterback has to hold on to the ball, the more opportunities there are for sacks. This was used to good effectiveness against the BC Lions for the first part of the game last week. Travis Lilly wasn't able to get into a rapport with his wide receivers, which allowed for Odell Willis and Brent Hopkins to disturb him more often.
When are we going to stop being a farm team for the rest of the league and turning out all these great quarterbacks that are going to come back here and try and kick our butts every week? All right? We've got a great quarterback here, and we need to support him. You know, this guy here is probably one of the most intelligent quarterbacks that we have. We need to put him into spots where he's going to be able to perform and to excel. Last night on the radio station, you were talking to Bobby Dice. 7 games in, he wants to say, now I'm going to put him into positions where he can excel and he can do well. What were you doing preseason? How did you get that job if you're not going to be able to tell the strengths of our starting quarterback until 7 games into the season?
The Riders were 5-13 last year, and it sucked. And this year, winning 3 straight, and now 4 in a row, it sucks even worse. But slow down before some of you complain, and you know who you are. You're so lucky you're on this bandwagon that people let you on, and it wasn't me. Does anybody remember 1995 to 2001? I do. We were about as dominant as the Little Giants.
In the first 3 quarters of every single game we've played this year, our defense has come out with a great game plan to face the opposition. We blitzed at opportune times, we had tight coverage deep downfield, and our linebackers were between that 5 to 10 yard zone to take away anything short or anything even in that zone. Now what happened when we got to the 4th quarter, in the first 3 wins, we stuck with our game plan. We kept playing against the other team, trying to match what they were trying to do offensively, and combated that and dictated the play ourselves.
The teams had milestones and heartaches, lots of those, both over the last 100 years. But a few things that we should do is look at their overall remarkable record in that 100 years. They've only won 3 Grey Cups, but they have 23 Saskatchewan regular season championships, 7 Western regular season championships,
27 Western Division championships, and 18 Grey Cup appearances. It just goes to show you that there's a lot of good caliber play in the CFL, that you can get to the Grey Cup 18 times and only manage to get the 3 wins.
Now the Riders, when we think of the Rider greats of the past, there's always the royalty. There's Reed and Lancaster. 2 gentlemen who played over a decade with the team. They won a Grey Cup with the team. They're in the Hall of Fame, and 23 and 34 are up at the top of Mosaic Stadium. There's another player. At one time, we had the greatest receiver, quarterback, and running back of all time. One of them is missing.
And I know what a lot of you are thinking right now, and the answer is no. I'm not a model, I just look like one. But what I am is a serious Rider fan and a seriously positive Rider fan. I just want to start by saying we have better players, present company excluded. We have better coaches this year. We have better management. I think we have a better team. This team is getting better every day. It's frustrating when you hear people complain about the Riders. I think what we need to do is preach a message of, be positive.
I think winning in the CFL comes from putting pressure on the opposing quarterback and defending your own quarterback. If you look at the first few games, that's exactly what we did in the first game, and all the pressure was on Burris, and Odell Willis was yapping in his ear hole. In the next games against Giles and Lule, all the heat they put on him, they could never get anything going. And we actually have done that over the last 4 games as well, but just haven't continued on with it. In the second half, the tables kind of get turned on us. They're putting the heat on Darian. He's been sacked, and he's maybe made some bad decisions, but that's what pressure does.
How can I squeeze my rant down to 2 minutes? I'm going to talk about the positives from last week's game against BC. The Riders started off with a love it or hate it play, and I gotta say, I loved the short kick. Recovering the ball would have swung the game way in our direction when it barely even started. It showed BC that we didn't come to town to show everyone how good the champs are. We came to town to teach them a lesson.